Today we are with Marion City Schools, and we are with Superintendent Dr. Iarussi and Angie Osborne, which is the Educational Program and Grant Supervisor, but she is also the internal facilitator for the Ohio Improvement Process here in Marion. And so we're here today. We're going to talk a little bit about their school improvement model, some of the successes that they've had, as well as talk about the support tool that was revamped last year and implemented here in Marion. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Dr. Iarussi and have him briefly talk about his focus on school improvement in Marion.
You know, Ron, I think we've spent a lot of the good part of the year having discussions, you know, through DLT, BLT, and filtering its way down to TBT about what the expectations are for the OIP process. I think, you know, for a long time, probably in Marion as well as many districts, OIP was more about compliance. Mm-hmm. And so we've really had a lot of really good discussion about how we can use OIP to really raise academic achievement. And so we've spent, you know, a good part of the beginning of the year just talking about the process, going through the 5-step process and how that is used, you know, how we collect data and how we identify critical needs, and then what do we do with it from there. And then, you know, more importantly, how does that relate to the students? And are we consistently, you know, having those conversations about what the data shows us, and are we making changes in our instruction to make sure that, you know, our students are mastering the standards? And that's a big part of what, you know, the conversation has been. And I think it's been, you know, really effective, because I think a lot of our teachers through the TBT process now are starting to you know, ask the right questions, and they're starting to understand that, you know, if you don't know your standards well enough and you can't develop good learning targets around those standards, then you can't, you know, you're unable to really accurately assess them. So, you know, I think that it's really been helpful for us to be able to allow teachers that, you know, collective efficacy and allow them to make some of those decisions about what's best for the kids in the classroom.
Great. Kind of going off of that answer there. One of the things we would like to talk about with the support tool is that it's given them the opportunity for districts to kind of tell their story. And the questions are designed to kind of walk you through to support the data in which you're trying to collect and reflect on it, not only at the end of the year, but perhaps as we move forward during the year. So currently, the purpose of the Ohio Department of Education support tool is to help districts track the effectiveness of their school implementation of strategies and identified in their school improvement plan. You know, did the tool help attain this goal, and how did it also draw in your state support team as well?
I feel like the tool really raised our awareness for the need for more monitoring of our plan, especially in the buildings. So, you know, just knowing that we wanted to use the process, wanted to be faithful to that process, but give each building a little autonomy in how they were going to implement that, how they were going to track their data and be able to report that out. We really saw the need for putting some monitoring pieces in place. We did learning walks throughout our buildings with administration, our BLT members, kind of taking that initiative to go and see how are those strategies playing out in the building. So I think it really, the tool helped us recognize where we had some gaps maybe, and where we needed to be a little more faithful with that.
You know, and I think in relation to that, you know, the tool is kind of based on the 5-step process as well. So it really helped us identify some critical need areas. Mm-hmm. And we know that we have to do a lot more professional development, continued, you know, with our, all the way down from DLT to TBT. And so it's really helped us identify, you know, where our weaknesses and what we need to improve on as far as the process.
Okay. Moving forward to next year, there is a question near the bottom of the support tool that talks about things that you would like to improve upon, or places that you think that you can really put a different focus on that will help you with the support tool, and maybe your SST is going to help you with that. Have you identified any of those areas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we still have a lot of work to do in regards to refining the process and make sure that, you know, we're using it efficiently and that it's, consistent throughout the district, and it's actually being used to raise student achievement. But, one of the things we found too is that we really need to put a lot more emphasis on social emotional learning. And so we think that, we have a multi-tiered system of support now, but we are going to incorporate that into the OIP process as well. So we're actually going to have 2 DLTs now, one that's primarily dedicated to, how we're handling the social emotional part.
Great. Well, I just kind of want to get a little brief snapshot of the great work that's going on in Marion City. And we look forward, there's lots of presentation opportunities in the state. And I know that you guys are out there and you're telling your story. And we definitely appreciate the effort that you went through this year and completing the support tool with the diligence that you did. And we wish you very much luck with the upcoming school year.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate to have some folks at SST 7 that have been really instrumental in helping us with this process. So we appreciate that from the SST and all the help that we've received from the department as well.
Oh, great. I appreciate